When I started at the university, I knew that I wanted to study abroad.
I never imagined years ago when I started school here I'd ever be doing something like this.
The first time I traveled outside of the U.S., I found a world so unlike my own.
I went to northern Spain.
Brazil, Chile, and Peru.
Going to Italy has been my biggest life goal for as long as I can remember.
We first decided to go to Rwanda and put a research trip together.
We wrote a paper and we submitted that paper to a conference to hopefully get accepted to present that, and it ended up being accepted. It was a great paper and we presented it in Guatemala City.
I went to Spain and participated in a program called WOOF, Willing Workers on Organic Farms.
The reason I went to Lebanon was to learn more about Hezbollah.
So one of the experiences that I had was to go to China, where I was part of the service learning program through the College of Agriculture.
We get in this little small town that has like wells and dirt roads and just kind of, pretty run down.
And actually being there in Sicily made such a difference because we got to go on field trips.
But my biggest goal was to become a little bit more a part of the culture. Actually see what life is as a young adult in the different countries, whether it's Thailand, whether it's China, or any part of Asia.
We helped 3 different groups in that area start a business.
And so I'd go around and look for ways that they could improve methods on the farm.
Probably the best night that we had in Lebanon was on New Year's Eve. We went down to a street called Jermesi Street.
This swarm of probably 200 kids start running out of the school. And the teachers have their little sticks and they're waving around,
And we had to grab our bags and hold them up and walk through the mud to get this little boat and then take the boat around and stuff. And we get to this island, this house with this really old couple.
We had to keep going because we were being a nuisance to the school, but we loved it. All these kids jumping around you, trying to touch you.
And we sat there and just talked to them and ate fish with them for a night, and then slept out on their porch with the chickens and the dogs and everything else out there.
And of course, the couple other Americans that were with me, we were all up there jumping, and the crowd just started going wild because they see all these white people in there.
And I still remember that night thinking, this is incredible.
We start singing, and the crowd goes wild. We get the crowd all going just like we were rock stars.
And it was like nowhere else in the world. It was incredible.
I don't see myself doing stuff like this on other universities.
When I go out into the workforce, I'm going to have a different perspective than I otherwise would have had.
I learned more from traveling than any classroom. Instead of studying about Grecian pillars, I went and touched them.
The doors are wide open. I'm going to see all 7 continents one day.
I discovered opportunities to go to Washington, D.C. and Guatemala City, and these experiences have helped define my education here.
I discovered many new and unexpected sides of myself that I had never hoped to find.
I discovered Utah State University.
Discover the world. Discover Utah State University.